Okay, are y'all there? Just told me I had a crappy wireless connection, but looks like I'm live. So good morning, Facebook. I am going to a gala tonight. That's right, a gala. Remember when Rachel went to a gala on Friends? I loved that episode. You know, my husband has never seen a Friends episode. Not a single one. Not even the one where they're moving the couch up the stairs and they say pivot. I love that episode. Anyway, sorry. I am going to a gala. So I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do today before the gala. So I'm going to show you a daytime look, and then tonight I'm going to check back in with you and show you how I'm going to take it to an evening look. So I'm not going to change my foundation. I'm just going to add to the overall look. So I'm going to do a heavier foundation, a lot of contouring, a lot of highlighting today. And then I'm going to leave my eyes kind of plain, just with mascara. And then tonight I'm going to go back in and add some glitz and glamour and change the lip color a little bit and make it a little bit more sassy for my gala. Okay, so hi babe. Wow, you must be bored. Hi Christy, so glad you're checking in. One of my new best friends, friends. I don't know what that is when you've never really met in person, but you're friends online. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush. Normally, when I do foundation, I use my big fat brush that gives me a really nice, even coverage. But this one is going to lay it on just a little more intensely. So this would be a good everyday brush for someone with acne or someone with rosacea with quite a bit of discoloration, or just someone who likes to really wear a lot of foundation. So this one's going to pick up a little bit more product, and we're going to apply a little bit more pressure. With the other brush, I said over and over again, you're so sweet. I said over and over again that you're going to be using light pressure and heavy friction. This one you're going to use just a little bit more pressure. So I am using a combination, because I feel like this is the right combination for pretty much any white girl, basically, of Shinto 2 and Ivory. Okay, that's what it looks like. It's not loaded up completely. It's just dab, 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 dab. Okay, I'm going to start here and go in circles. I'm going to get into the nostril area, under the eye, out to the side, going in circles one direction and then circles the other direction. Now there are a lot of you ordering this foundation, and I want to make sure you know all the varieties that you can do with it. You can just kind of put on a tiny little veil because you're going to go for a run in the park and you might run into somebody, or you just want to look good for yourself, or maybe you've got horrible acne scars and you need something to cover them up, or you've got rosacea, which I have always said is one of the easiest ailments, if you will, to handle, because makeup just covers it right up. Okay, so you can see a pretty clear difference, and this is about where I usually stop, but I'm going to press myself to go a little bit further. I always say that perfect sits right next to disaster. So if you never make a disaster of your face, you'll probably never know where perfect is. I'm going to push this just a little bit more so that I can't see any discoloration, because a gala calls for perfection, y'all. Stretch it down on my neck, a little more on my chin. Basically, I'm just going over my whole face again. Hi, Mom. You don't need this. Your face is perfect. And you spent all your money on LuLaRoe the other night. I'm wearing my LuLaRoe today, and I'm feeling pretty saucy in my cute peacock pants. All right, big difference. Over here, nice and clean. Over here, lots of color going on. And I'll repeat what I said the other day, and that is that the purpose of makeup is to get people to look into your eyes, rest there without distraction, and get to know you. It's what we find so comforting about faces like Jennifer Aniston, stars who just have that face that just kind of draw us in. So this isn't about being, hi Heather, this isn't about being, having vanity issues. It's really just about removing distractions so that you can shine. Here we go, other side. I do one side first. Make it perfect before you even do the other side. That way you know that this is done and right, and you don't have to keep going back over your whole face wondering if you missed something. So just focus on a small area first, even if that's just your cheek and then your forehead and then your chin and then your nose. I can do my whole side at once because, you know, I'm a professional. Okay, lots of redness in here. Rarely do we turn our face to really kind of see what's going on there. And I'm going to keep layering it on. Just dab, dab. If you get too much, it's no big deal. You just take a dry finger or a dry brush and just kind of tap and remove. Or move it to an area that doesn't have any makeup yet, like your forehead. LimeLight foundation, y'all, I really can't say it. It's changed the makeup world. You used to really have to have a worked on skill. Yes, Mom, I found a sitter. She's a stranger, but she lives in the area. Okay, you had to have a skill in order to get your foundation on just right. I used to have to teach with a brush like this, that you would have to go in with your foundation and go in one direction, then change direction, and then make sure you buff out. And so there were these 3 different things that you had to be able to do with your wrist and your hand. This foundation does not require that. You literally just stick it on your face. You could use whatever brush you want. You can use a sponge. We have this great little blenderful sponge. A lot of people use that to apply it. I'm a big fan of brushes because they have those little pointy things that fit into pores. And so if you have large pores, it's going to kind of create a spackle effect and get rid of that for you. All right, got a little bit of a sunspot right there that I've been using my One Drop Wonder on, and it's fading, but it's gonna take some time. I'm just gonna go back over this until it disappears. And I got a few little freckles on my nose, and I'm going for perfection because I'm going to a gala. All right, that's pretty close to perfection. All right, and you know what I forgot? My primer spray. Well, we'll see how it looks later on. Okay, next is concealer or highlighter, as I like to call it. I'm using number 0. I'm going to go in with both fingers, and I'm going to load up my fingers a little more than I usually do because, again, I'm going for a more perfected look. All right, you can still see my fingerprint through there, so I'm going to just add a little bit more. And we're going to start in the tear duct, pull down to the nostril. And you kind of get it on there and you go, whoa, that's too white, right? No, it's not. Once it all gets blended in and you end up with your contour, and I'm going to do the corners right here and the eyelid. Once it all goes into place, it looks just right. But this is kind of why when I'm doing makeup professionally for someone that I never let them look in the mirror while I'm doing it. Because halfway through they're like, I'm pretty sure this is not what it's supposed to look like. but most of us don't push ourselves that far. As soon as we put it on, we kind of freak out if it doesn't look like it's exactly perfect. And that's just the difference between evolving from just sort of your regular average Joe makeup to having a professional look. You have to be able to push yourself outside of what you think is normal and do what professionals think is normal. Okay, contour. This is what I'm going to use. It's our darkest concealer. It's number 6. My friend Carolyn, thank you, Heather. My friend Carolyn, I put this on her list. She sent me a picture of her face, kind of no makeup, just, you know, here, what do I need? And hi, Yvonne. My Aunt Yvonne is on here. So she was like, I'm completely confused about why you put that really dark concealer on there. I can't imagine what I would need that for. And here's the answer. It's for contour. And I'm actually going to use my foundation brush to do the contour. So normally I would use this one just for a softer contour, but I'm going for Gala Perfection. So I'm going to go in with a strong line right here, from kind of where your top of your ear starts down toward your mouth, and you can actually go all the way to the mouth. Remember, if I totally screw this up, then I'll know, like, uh-oh, I went too far, and just to back off a little bit, and it'll probably be perfect. There's a natural shadow right here. Some of you have it, some of you don't. But that's a good indicator for me on where my line is going to go, because I'm enhancing that shadow. Okay. So, anyone checking in right now is like, yep, she's lost her marbles. I'm going to put a little bit right here. It's going to make your lip look a little more pouty. And I'm going to do my C shape. So hairline, temple, and the sides of the nose. Again, you want to pretend there is a white stripe right down the bridge of your nose, and you want to color in everything that is not that white stripe. So just get it on there. We're going to buff it out and blend it with an easier brush to work with, but this is a nice sharp one that's going to put it exactly where we want it without getting it onto your concealer. Hi, Brenda. Need to grab kids for ortho appointment. Oh, okay, well, you can check back and see the outcome later. And I'm going to be checking back in to take this from a daytime look to a nighttime look a little bit later. Y'all, Brenda is a really cool person. She also has kids that she adopted, and she also travels all over the place with boxers, the dogs, not the guys who fight. And shows them, and so she just has one of those personalities that, like, just cracks you up, because how do you do that? How do you have these kids and all these dogs? Oh wait, that's me. Anyway, she's awesome. Okay, so Carissa Marie Van Zant. Gosh, girl, it has been too long. Okay. So yes, I look completely ridiculous, like I've spent way too long in some kind of tanning bed. Now I'm going to go back with my softer brush, and I'm just going to buff it out. Just circles. Now I'm applying a little bit more pressure than normal. So for the look we did the other day, the pressure was light, the friction was high. Now the pressure is high, and the friction is high as well. This is all in your wrist. It takes some time if you're not used to using a brush to do foundation or eyeshadow or anything else. It takes a little bit of time to develop that skill. So it's something you kind of have to sit and practice. Okay, y'all, there you go. I just lost 20 pounds. Thank you for contour. Okay. Still got a white, see where the light is bouncing off the tip of my nose. Light is shining off of the apex of this curve here. Light is shining off of the apex of the cheek. And so that is exactly the goal that we're going for. We're going to help some light shine off of the brow bone also. So it's going to make this peak look a little peakier. Okay, let's see. Editing boudoir images. Let me tell you whose boudoir image you're never going to edit. Mine. Nope, those days are over. Okay. Let's see. Setting. We need to set this. And I'm going to do that with our white setting powder and my angled brush. I'll go in here and just go over it all. And this is going to make it waterproof, smudge proof. Because I know that I am going to have to be wearing this well into the night, I'm going to really layer on the setting. This is not something I normally do. Normally it's just a quick little application of setting powder, but the more hours you need to look flawless, the more setting powder you need. Okay, and you can kind of see the veil coming into place. It's kind of perfecting all the lines between where I contoured and where I didn't, and it's blurring that so that I don't have to worry about my blending being perfect. I just have the right product to blend it all out. And then another really important place, I'm going to take kind of a fluffy eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go underneath my eyes to make sure that there is no wet foundation or unsealed foundation under there that's going to grab onto mascara and pull it down and create any darkness under my eyes. This is also setting powder that I'm applying in the corner. I'm basically just getting my foundation and contour in place for tonight. I'm going to leave my eyes pretty plain. I am going to go in with a little bit of our pink, shell pink. I know it has a name, but I don't even know what it is right now. Go underneath my brows just to give them a little lift. And I'm going to take the more yellowy white and go right over the top. You could absolutely use the shell pink. If you were only going to buy 3 eyeshadows, I would buy this shell pink, the black, and the crease color. You could do everything you need to do with those 3 for just kind of an everyday makeup look, and be able to take that from dramatic to just a clean, fresh daily look. All right. And one thing I keep forgetting to mention is that if you guys know someone who loves makeup, I would be so honored if you would encourage them to join us and share. I'm getting a lot of repeat, and I need that, because you're not going to get everything from one video. You have to kind of keep watching. One day you're going to pick up, okay, now I think I got this foundation thing. The next time you're going to be like, okay, but your brain can only absorb so much. So share this with other people so they can keep checking in also. And we'll just make the world a prettier place one face at a time. I'm gonna use a pencil today to do my brows, because later tonight I'm gonna come in and give them some serious arch factor and glam. But for today, I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. I've already got quite a bit of foundation on, so I just want to set them in place. I'm going to use my brush that's called Brow Tamer, and it's double-ended, and I'm going to push those up. And a pencil has a lovely waxy content that is going to thicken the hairs, color the hairs, and it's also going to keep them in place because it's kind of like a gel. And brushing up. There we go. Okay, a little bit of color on my cheeks. Later tonight we're gonna go pow with the color on the cheeks. But for today, just a little color. Right on the chubby part right there. And just blend it outward. Okay, if it doesn't look blended enough to you, take another brush and just go over it. Okay, very natural, looks like it's coming from within color. This is number 4, Keen. Hi Lisa, Stander for Brown. I think I'm gonna see you on September 28th at Laura Johnson's house, I hope. Can't wait. It's like a reunion. Okay, mascara. Y'all don't really want to watch me put on mascara again, do you? It takes forever, and y'all have seen it before, so I'm gonna skip it. I'll do that later. Lip liner. Because I need this to last all night, and I want that waxy border to keep the dark shade of lipstick that I'm gonna wear later. I'm gonna set my lip liner with the setting powder. Now it feels kind of weird and dry, but trust me, it's gonna work beautifully. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, you know what? I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna do some red. I'm feeling it. I got my LuLaRoe leggings on and feeling pretty saucy. All right. This is a blue-based red, which is great for pale skin. Olive tones would want a red with a little bit more of an orangey yellow base to it. When you use a brush to apply it as opposed to this funky little sponge, you get a lot more control and a much more perfect line. My arm is braced against my body. I'm grounding my hand with my pinky. Your finger is always the best cleanup tool. Okay, for a daytime red, I'm not going to layer it on any further than that, but I will go ahead and put on the mascara. So, hi Laura. I just made all my LuLaRoe plugs because I'm wearing my leggings today that I got in the mail yesterday. You're an excellent mailer. Me, not so much. Okay. Start at the base, wiggle out. Start at the base, wiggle out. And you should be doing this sitting down with the mirror right here, sitting on your pockets, but that doesn't work for video. So I am taking a major risk. These outside lashes are the ones you want to pay the most attention to. They're the ones that are going to draw your eye out this way and kind of give you that exotic look that everybody wants. So, Holly, Laura, since y'all are just checking in, I am going to a gala tonight. So I'm doing a full face of foundation, and I really kind of layered it on heavy and did a lot of contouring. And I set it like 3 times with my setting powder. I went over it and over it and over it again because I need it to stay in place. Start at the base, wiggle out. See, I forget to. your muscle memory goes into that slapping motion where you just start slapping away at your lashes, which is why you have to practice your skill, preferably with a glass of wine and your favorite hand mirror, sitting down, practicing doing something different than what you're used to doing. All right. And I'm trying to hurry up because I know it's painful for y'all to watch this silly face marathon that I have to do. Okay, so now we have great mascara. And one thing I love about LimeLight's mascara is that it is layerable. I have always said in the past that Holly, you probably remember me saying this, that mascara on top of mascara looks like crap. And normally it does, but LimeLight's mascara, the formula is very layerable, that's a word. Okay, so this is my daytime look that I'm going to transform to a nighttime look later. I'm going to add shadow and liner. I'm going to maybe add something to the bottom. I'm going to do another layer of mascara. I'm going to add lots of shimmer right here, where today, silly face marathon champion, hey Victoria, oh, I just need you in my life, need you back, because I need a babysitter tonight, but also because I love you. Okay, so daytime look accomplished. I'm going to go in later also tonight and sharpen my eyebrows, make those a little bit more noticeable and more in line with kind of a full fancy face of makeup. So this is part 1, and I will see y'all tonight about, I don't know, probably about 4 o'clock. The babysitter's coming at 5, and so I'll need to tell her how to handle all of my children and my dogs and my horses and my chickens, and we'll go from there. So go glorify God and edify someone else today, and I will see y'all about 4 o'clock. Bye.